Ring of Honor fans, a very special night indeed. It's Ian Riccaboni, and for the very first time on commentary, I'm joined by Ring of Honor Chief Operating Officer Joe Koff.
This Women of Honor match is set for one fall. Approaching the ring, wrestling out of the Jersey Shore, Japan, Sumie Sakai.
Joe, what a night we have in store for us, the third ever Women of Honor special.
I am so excited to be here, Ian. You know, it just fulfills so much of what I feel about Ring of Honor. And being here in commentary is just one more thing off my bucket list.
We see first Sumie Sakai, one of our veteran competitors here since almost day one. And she is facing someone that comes with high esteem, high accolades, one of the most in-demand women's stars in the world from Stardom.
Her opponent, wrestling out of the Deep Woods, Kris Wolf.
You know, it's so satisfying for me to see stars like this, international stars, especially from Kris Wolf, because what it's showing us is that even in our women's division, which is really up and coming and really popular, the international appeal for that is going to be seen right now in front of our eyes.
Yeah, as we see here in this clip, before Best in the World went on the air, we had a very special Women of Honor tag team match. And Joe, fans have been asking, when will we be seeing the Women of Honor on a more consistent basis? I understand this might have been just a little bit of a taste of what's to come.
Well, Ian, as you know, we showed highlights of this match in our major pay-per-view. And I am told, and speaking with our creative people and our booker, that we can expect to start seeing women of matches, major matches, in pay-per-views coming up.
And there we see the Stardom High Speed Championship with referee Todd Sinclair. And what exciting news that is. I didn't mean to gloss over that. I just wanted to give some gravity to the championship that's at hand. But, you know, Women of Honor is consistently the most viewed YouTube, Twitter, Facebook videos. These great women from all around the globe, they're competing at the highest level. And these two are friends, Joe. These two have teamed up before in Stardom. But you wouldn't be able to tell that from the forearms they're throwing right now.
Well, I think it's interesting, Ian. It's really something that I'm struck by, which is the amount of respect that each of these women are showing each other, because they do have respect for each other as human beings. But in the ring, everything changes, and their goal is to win. And they're doing what they have to do to get that win, and that says a lot about them.
It certainly does, as we see a jawbreaker, Sumie bringing Kris to her feet with a wrist lock. And it's interesting because these two, at Best in the World, before we went on the air, we saw the highlights, but they were successful in defeating two major Women of Honor stars in Mandy Leon and Diana Purrazzo. So just, you know, it speaks to the respect that they do have and that they're giving each other the absolute very best here in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a lesson for both of them. It's veteran versus newcomer, and both are learning from each other, which is really rare, but it's really something special to see.
Oh, nice single leg from underneath, rolls her over, brings Kris to her feet. Now Kris Wolf, nice wrist lock takedown there.
One of the things that I've always been impressed with the Japanese style of wrestling is the technical aspects of it. They are very, very trained and skilled and adept at doing those maneuvers, whether they be high risk or just standard wrestling moves, and they do it with such precise movement and precision. It's really something to behold.
It is, as we see Kris Wolf there, head scissor takedown. Still to come, big triple threat main event. Ooh!
I don't know how much respect that is.
Yeah, Kris Wolf, she may be switching into gears there. Fans, this great Women of Honor match, it will continue. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Well, we're back, fans. Women of Honor edition of Ring of Honor Wrestling. Ian Riccaboni, Ring of Honor COO Joe Koff, as we see Kris Wolf, who maintained control throughout the break. And now Sumie Sakai, she has an opening, Joe.
She's taking it. She's taking it right to Kris Wolf. And again, this is the veteran versus the newcomer, and we're going to see veteran patience, veteran moves, and this is where Kris Wolf can learn from Sumie.
Yeah, as we see her going for a little bit of a cross arm breaker now, transitions into a crossface, has those fingers locked, grinding against the nose, now the chin.
That's that technical skill I was talking about earlier. And Sumie is a master technician or technicianess. I'm not sure which is the right word inside of the squared circle.
Well, look at how smoothly she transitioned from those 3 submissions, now going into sort of a crucifix tight hold here. But Kris Wolf using her strength, scooting to the bottom rope. Sumie getting her money's worth here, Joe.
I'll tell you what, she held that a little longer than she normally would. I think she's trying to tire her out a little bit, and I can understand why. Younger, certainly aggressive, and Sumie's showing a little bit of aggression on herself right now.
Absolutely. Maybe a little bit of a different side from Sumie. And we've seen a little bit of a different side from almighty Christopher Daniels, who we'll see next week. Huge 2 out of 3 falls rematch, pay-per-view quality main event next week, Joe. And I know you're as excited as anybody that that's going to air on Ring of Honor Wrestling. But
I think we have to, before we get back to Christopher Daniels, I mean, this is a side of Sumie I really have not seen myself. I mean,
yeah,
look at her spanking.
Yeah, this
Sumie, come on.
A little bit of a disrespect thing here.
So.
And it speaks to the popularity of Kris Wolf. The fans didn't get behind Sumie right away there. You know, normally Sumie's the ray of sunshine, we've called her here in Women of Honor. There's something magnetic, though, about Kris Wolf. Ooh. Sit-out missile drop kick.
Yeah, going for the pin.
2.
Not going to do it. Sumie should know better. Giving her an opportunity, which I don't think she should give her.
No, you can't.
I mean, you can't let them back in that easily, and you know that.
Absolutely, we've seen it so many times before.
And here we go.
Oh, crucifix roll up, no transitions. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Back and forth, like this action.
2. 2, is it gonna be it? 1. Oh, just a 1. Ducks the kick. Oh, look at that, rolls her up. 1, 2. Ooh, so close.
So many 2s there. Well, this is Ring of Honor style wrestling. Even though it's from across the pond, across the oceans, across the world, this style of wrestling is everywhere. It's international, and you can see it happening right now on Ring of Honor television.
Well, when you talk about Ring of Honor style, the conversation, of course, gravitates back to the ROH World Champion, who will be in our main event next week. And a lot of questions directed at Sinclair. What are they going to do to make sure that the champion remains within Ring of Honor? Kind of a traveling champion right now as we see a shining wizard. I have Sinclair in front of me. 1, 2. Ooh. So close, but with all due respect, Mr. Koff, I have you right here. I got to put you on the spot. Cody, not officially signed with Ring of Honor. He is the Ring of Honor champion.
Yeah, I mean, and he got it legitimately, and he's deserved of the title for the match he had with Christopher Daniels. I'm not particularly happy about that because, you know, I don't want this to be known as a promotion where people can just come in and out and think they're going to waltz into a championship. But I do believe this, in Cody's case, and he's a professional, too. I think he's going to want to be in Ring of Honor because he's finding, by all of his globe-trotting and going around the country and wrestling here and wrestling there, the true style and spirit of professional wrestling right now is at Ring of Honor.
I couldn't agree more. That's why we have competitors like Sumie Sakai, Kris Wolf. Sumie bringing Kris back to her feet. And she is going to need to execute her best moves, her best strikes. Because, Joe, as we know, Kris Wolf is a competitor that left her home in San Francisco, moved with almost nothing in hand, immersed herself in Japan, walked miles a day to train in the Stardom Dojo. Rolls her up. 1, 2. Ooh. She left a career of teaching and photography behind to follow her dream.
She's dedicated to her craft. She's committed to her craft. We can see that in the way she wrestles. And she's just trying to make her mark. And she's in Stardom, which is a premier promotion in Japan, as good as any. And the fact that she chooses to wrestle with us and win this match the way she did says everything about her.
The winner of the match, the Stardom High-Speed Champion, Kris Wolf.
It sure did. A great pinning combination there. Sort of bombs away, hooks the leg. The Stardom High-Speed Champion, Kris Wolf. Certainly not the last of the relationship between Stardom and Women of Honor. We couldn't be more thrilled. We'll take a look here, Joe. Catches Sumie off guard. So hard to do for a veteran of a decade and a half plus. Kris Wolf, what a win here tonight in Lowell.
And nice to see the fans showing her the respect with the crepe paper and throwing it in. That really says a lot about this match and the job these two women did.
Yeah, hope to see more of these two. This was a match about respect, and there we see the respect between two allies.
Look at that.